Okay, I'm all mic'd up. Hopefully this works. I've just been talking to myself for 10 minutes. It wasn't even turned on. So this is going to be a stopper knot video. It's going to be very riveting. Basically, you put a stopper knot on the end of the rope, and I can think of 6 or 7 different ones. Everybody knows a figure 8, but there's more interesting ones that I will share with you. And why would you use a stopper knot? That's the question. You'd use it to reinforce other knots. So say you have like a bowline, it really needs the tail reinforcing. So you have your bowline there, and then you want to do something with the tail to back it up. You just do a stopper knot in the end. You can also use it anywhere where there's a hole. You just thread your rope through like that, tie your stopper knot, and you're blocking the rope against, as long as the stopper knot is bigger than the hole, you know, you can block it against. So I made a bucket the other day. I drilled 2 holes in a plastic bucket, poked a rope through, and there's your handle. So it's quite a practical knot as well. Also, you can use them to retrieve rigging rings and things like that. It's getting quite windy. I might get some emergency tree jobs come in. So I'll change the camera and we'll do that now. Okay. Okay. So where should we start? Everybody knows the figure 8 knot. That's boring, but we should probably start with that. So you're taking the rope like so, bringing it around, poking it back up, and you have the infinity figure 8 stopper knot. This is probably the crappiest stopper knot out of all of them. It jiggles about, it comes loose. It's not very strong, is it? But I think it's taught because it is the most easiest to remember and easy to identify as well. It's probably the main reason. We're not going to spend too much time on that because it is very boring. Now, following those steps, it's basically the same thing. Instead of going up, you just take another turn around the rope like that, and then you go up. And this is called a Stevedore stopper knot, which is slightly more bulky, but it's more stiff. You know, it's not going to shake loose like the figure 8. So just an extra turn is improving that. That's stopper knot number 2. I don't even know what a Stevedore is. I should probably Google that. But maybe in the comments tell me what a Stevedore is. Is it a bird? I think it's a bird. Or is that a condor? I don't know. Number 3. This is very well known. This is called a barrel knot or double overhand, where you're just wrapping it, taking the finger out, putting the tail through, and you've got this cross on one side. You have 2 parallel bits of rope on that, and that's the way I like to tie it. There's several different ways. I just lay it out like this, wrap it around the finger, and I'm wrapping it backwards on itself, introducing those twists, pulling the finger out, inserting the rope where the finger was. And this is probably one of the most secure ones. You find this on the tree motion harness and a lot of rope bridge harnesses. They have a bit of metal that jams up and the bridge is there. I'm assuming they've tested it and they've probably found this to be one of the most secure stopper knots. It's very difficult to undo though. If you have a tree motion harness, you'll know how difficult it is to get these undone. So that's one negative. From there, we can go on to a Blimp stopper knot. This one's not very well known, but I've got the tail in my right hand. I'm coming over and I'm pulling through the rope, just creating a simple granny knot, basically. Just going to open it up slightly, and then we take the tail and we're going to dive down through that hole. That's quite erotic, isn't it? Everyone calm down. And then the tail is coming up through this hole, and you've created this shape, and if you're a serious rope geek, you'll know this looks like a Zeppelin bend. It's a very similar pattern, and it is probably one of the easiest ones to undo. You can just bend this bit back, you can bend that bit. I did have this on my harness for a couple of months, and it was okay, but I'm not suggesting people do that, because you just do what the manufacturers say. There is a possibility that it could, this bit could collapse on itself. That's the only issue, and if it did, it's not going to be the end of the world, is it? Because you've still got all this behind it. But that is one issue with the blimp knot. It could capsize. So bear that in mind. I think that's is that number 4? Number 3? I don't know. I'm not very good at counting. Maths wasn't my strong suit. Now this one. Okay, hang on, I know where we are now. This one is called the Ashley stopper. So I'm turning to the left. I'm twisting under. And I have this phallic shape. I'm going to insert this testicular shape through there. Like that, just give it a little pull. Take some of the slack out of it. And the tail is going to come up through there. And then you're going to pull the main stem, and you've created this sort of shamrock pattern. It's quite a decorative knot. It's wide. It's got some girth to it. So I use this for slightly larger holes. Can you see you've got more surface area there? It's not going to sneak through there. And it is quite difficult to undo, that one, so bear that in mind. That's the Ashley stopper knot. I think Oysterman stopper knot is another terminology for that. Okay, so the last one is going to be the E-star stopper knot, which is the biggest, and it works best with ropes like Dyneema that are slippery. So you want to start off with probably 16 inches of rope there. I'm going to reach down here, make a clockwise turn, insert the rope through there, and it's basically just a large granny knot that we've tied there. And then this is when it gets quite complicated. So you want to take this bottom bit of rope here and just push it through. Push it through there slightly. Grab it there with the left hand. Then this bit of rope and this bit of rope you're going to pinch together and then roll it forward, put a twist in it, like that. And then the whole thing should come together, and you've basically tied a clove hitch on a running bit of rope. So it's a running clove. Bunt line hitch is another term for it. You see that? So this is a good knot on its own. You can use this, and this will cinch down on there. But anyway, we won't get distracted. This is the E-star stopper knot. So we're going to open that up a bit where my finger is. Take the tail, shoot it down there, like so. And we've got this quite attractive butterfly shape, haven't we? Look at that. So I'm going to pull the clove hitch vaguely tight. We want to cinch these two eyes down, and then we want to fold these back like that, you see? Then we take the tail, stick it through like that. Now we've got 3 bits more to do. We need to lock these 3 sections down. So you start down the bottom here, cinch him down, him or her, we don't want to assume anything. Cinch him down nice and tight. We want to grab the tail, cinch him down, like that, and then the final cinching session is going to be this one that we just pull, and it's like a triple lock like that, and that is some serious bulk to it. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. Some people say these can be hard to undo. I've put this through a ring and yanked it with the truck, and I was able to undo it. So don't fear. This is the biggest one, the Big Bertha. I can't really think of any other ones. I mean, you can do things like a slipped figure eight. You know, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Nobody really. How would you do a slip figure eight? You just pull a bite through. And that's pretty risky business. You don't really want to be pissing about with slip stopper knots. But it could have its use temporarily, and then you can just quickly undo it. So that's another one you could use. So I hope this video hasn't been too boring. I won't be listening to this back. The sound of my own voice makes me physically sick, so I won't do much editing. But yeah, very exciting.